It is now my privilege to introduce our guest speaker to address Convocation this morning, Ms. Susan McIsaac. Susan McIsaac was appointed President and CEO of the United Way of Greater Toronto on September 1st, 2010. She is a widely recognized leader with more than 20 years of experience in the nonprofit sector. A senior executive with United Way since 1998, Susan is a key architect of the organization's strategic transformation from trusted fundraiser to a community mobilizer and catalyst for change. Under her leadership as Chief Development Officer, United Way's annual fundraising campaign was reshaped to become a community engagement strategy, an approach that seeks to engage donors and volunteers in community strategies to change social conditions in Toronto. The resulting direct alignment of United Way's annual fund development to its community impact agenda has resulted in truly phenomenal growth for United Way over the last 13 years, with campaign revenue growing from $58 million in 1998 to $115 million in 2011. This transformation has enabled the United Way of Toronto organization to leverage enormous resources in support of a community agenda that now works to address underlying root causes of social issues, in addition to fulfilling its historical role as a supporter of urgently needed community services. Before joining United Way, Susan worked for KCI Ketchum Canada, a leader in organizational health, fundraising, communications, and philanthropic counsel, where she supported a variety of nonprofit clients as a campaign director, and later as Vice President of Educational Services. Susan is no stranger to Loyalist College, having served as the campaign director for the college's first capital campaign, the Hands on the Future campaign in 1989. Susan has spent a lifetime in service to the community, well, lifetime so far, in service to the community. She donates much of her time to several nonprofit institutions in Toronto and also works as a mentor for United Way's City Leaders Program, an initiative that develops the capacity of the community social services sector. Susan is a member of the Governor General's Initiative on Philanthropy and Volunteerism and a board member of the Greater Toronto Civic Action Alliance. Her passion and commitment are completely engaging and foster commitment and action by others. An industry leader who worked closely with Susan said, "You want to do good when you're with her. She finds a way to tap into people's inner generosity." In 2007, she received the National Award of Excellence from United Way of Canada, Centraide Canada, and was named Outstanding Fundraising Professional of the Year by the Association of Fundraising Professionals. Susan is a graduate of Queen's University. She and her partner, Norm Brignall, live in Toronto, and my family and I are honored to call Susan and Norm our dear friends. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming to address Convocation a distinguished Canadian, Susan McIsaac.
Good morning, President Piercy, Chairman Wright, distinguished guests, family and friends, and most especially the graduates. Thank you for inviting me to be here with you today to celebrate the incredible achievement of these graduates. I am deeply honored to share such a special moment with all of you, and truly delighted to be back here at Loyalist College, where I began my fundraising career over 20 years ago. It looks very different today, and yet wonderfully familiar. Today, as students, you have finally arrived at the end of a long path, and I'm sure there have been times when it felt like today might never come. But here you are, in robes that you have earned through your effort and dedication. You have accomplished what you set out to do. So I want to congratulate each and every one of you. Your success has been hard-earned, and it is well-deserved. As graduates of the School of Biosciences and Human Studies, you have finally arrived at a destination. But while today's ceremony marks the end of one phase, it truly signals the beginning of the next. After today, some of you may continue on your path as students, but many others of you will take what you've learned during your time here at Loyalist College and begin building a career. So on a day like today, you should pause, reflect on what you've accomplished so far, take a deep breath, and to ask yourself, what do I want to do with my life? And that's what I'd like to spend a couple of minutes talking about. This really is an incredible time to be a new graduate. The choices before you, the options you have for connecting your skills and your passions to your daily work are many. Our world today is somehow both bigger and smaller than ever before. Technology has brought us closer together. Innovation has taken us to places we've only dreamed of. But as our world has become more dynamic, the challenges we face are becoming more complex. Our issues are multifaceted, multi-sectoral, and both global and local at the same time. Individual lives are affected by corporate decisions. Stock markets are impacted by labor action in foreign countries, and political realities are influenced by public protests and social media. The only certainty we can feel is that the world is unpredictable and that we will be surprised by what tomorrow will bring. So what exactly does this mean for you and me? What role must we play to make the world a better place for our cities, our neighborhoods, our families? The values that guide us to serve others are simple but profound. A belief that what unites people is far more powerful than what divides us. An understanding that as long as some of us are struggling to get by, none of us can truly thrive. And a firm conviction that when we come together, we can accomplish great things. The old model of smart leaders identifying and solving problems is no longer relevant. I have deep admiration and respect for those in public service, but they cannot fix the problems of our world alone. A new world has emerged. We must take a collective approach to finding solutions. The responsibility for our futures does not reside in one sector or a small handful of thought leaders. There is a role for each and every one of us, and in my humble opinion, a particularly important role for the not-for-profit sector. Now, more than ever before, we need our finest and our brightest to pursue careers and offer their talents to building a civil society. As you consider what next steps you will take on your path, I'd like you to challenge yourself and ask yourself the question, how can I use my time and my talent to create a better future? Civil society offers a unique opportunity for you to make a meaningful difference in the lives of many. Consider the interesting challenges and emerging ideas in the environment, in education, in healthcare, and human services. Think about the gratification of bringing your expertise and passion to create change, and experiencing that change from the time it forms as an idea, through its implementation, to the measurement of its impact. I've dedicated my career to working in the not-for-profit sector, and I can tell you that at the end of the day, no matter how difficult or demanding, it's energizing to know you actually make a difference. But working in civil society isn't the only way to devote your talent to making a difference. All of us, no matter where your career takes you, can do something to serve the community. Whatever field you choose, you have an equally important contribution to make, because the call to service isn't just about what we do with our vocation, it's also about what we do with our time. Volunteering is one of the great acts of philanthropy. It embodies the very best of community values, like compassion and the dedication to our collective success. Volunteering is a service that all of us can give, no matter who you are, regardless of your circumstance. Each day, thousands of Canadians donate countless hours of their time in service of others, whether through online micro-volunteering, mentoring a child with a learning disability, working on a political campaign, it doesn't matter. I urge you to give your time and your talent to building a stronger community. It's a powerful way to make a difference, and it does change lives. And not just the lives of those who you serve as a volunteer, but the lives of those who actually volunteer themselves. One of history's greatest calls to service came from President Kennedy, who used his inaugural address in '61 to challenge his people to think beyond self-interest. Today, his appeal is famous. Ask what you can do for your country. It's such a compelling call to action because it reminds us that our collective success depends on our individual efforts, and that each of us has a duty to contribute in whatever way we can to making society better for everyone. Today, we have a new call to action. Our Governor General, His Excellency David Johnston, has challenged us to build a smart and caring nation. As you think about where your path next takes you, please also think about what you will do to build that nation. Not only because our country needs you, but because your decision to serve will be one of the most rewarding choices you will make. I want to thank you again for allowing me to be here with you today. It's such a special day for each of you. And I also want to thank you for the tremendous privilege of accepting this honorary diploma. Wherever your path takes you, I wish all of you the very best. Thank you.